Today I went on a second date with Eric and we went skydiving.
I was really excited to go skydiving again with Ashley. I'd been before, but I had never been skydiving on a date before. And even better that it was with Ashley. I had a really good time with her.
So I knew we were going to go skydiving because we had to. And in picking the location, though, I'm really, really happy with the company that we went with. It was Skydive Phoenix. And those guys were awesome. I loved that I got to jump with a Navy SEAL, former Navy SEAL. And it was funny, Eric's guy that he was tandem with was much more intense and joking a lot. My guy made me feel comfortable. And also, he did say that I was the best tandem jumper he's ever had, which is pretty dope. But yeah, they were so good to us. I'm really, really happy that worked out with their company.
Yeah, Ashley being there definitely made this time of skydiving better because, again, you're there on a date and you're sharing it with someone other than just sharing it with yourself. And I have a lot of fun with Ashley. I did on the first date, and the fact that the guys were more experienced tandem skydive jumpers made it more fun for me.
I think it's great that I got to have my first experience skydiving on a date and with Eric. I think, he said, that's probably something we're not really ever going to forget. And I think he's right. I think there's something to be said for having brand new experiences and kind of extreme experiences with somebody, right? There's all the psychology behind it, the neurology. There's dopamine happening when you're going through these extreme experiences, and how fun to share it with someone and allow that to really bring you two together.
Since it was her idea, I feel like she did really good in at least pretending that she wasn't nervous, because she didn't seem nervous at all.
I was not surprised by Eric's composure. I figured he would be very put together and not really be nervous. I kept wondering if, maybe he would. He said that there was that little bit of nervousness that comes with anything that's extreme, such as skydiving. And I felt it too, but I think we both were just really confident it was all going to be good. So we were able to enjoy it. I mean, you want some of those nerves to come in because that's part of the fun, is to feel a little bit on the edge. But super calm, but it was comforting. I mean, sitting there in the plane being like, okay, this is kind of crazy. And I just kind of kept looking to him, and he's just rolling and with it and having fun, and it helped me keep that mentality too.
I felt early on that she was pretty comfortable in having a touchy-feely relationship without it meaning too much. It definitely meant that we were comfortable, like holding hands and touching each other. So yeah, I think it went good in that perspective. I think we were both able to do that without, the pressure of what that meant.
I liked that Eric was a little more open this time with the physical touch. I said before, I very much follow the lead with these guys on how physically flirtatious I'm going to be. And so I'm glad that he, took my hand and took the opportunity to hold it. It felt nice. It just felt good. It's an important part of the connection, and I was happy to see that was there and that it worked for me.
I like a lot about Ashley. She's really easy to talk to. We have a lot in common.
I like Eric's sincerity. I like that he's just real. He's him, and he's willing to admit when maybe he's not perfect. I think he's realistic with who he is and himself, and sees room for improvement. And that's a good thing, because I always want to grow and improve, and I want someone that pushes me to do that, and I think he could.
I was excited to come back for a second date. Again, not really sure where we was going to go. I usually take my time with dating before I really know exactly where it's going to lead to. I never want to turn down a second date if the first one went well.
I was really excited to see Eric for my second date. I like being around him. He's just comfortable. I just feel very at ease. I don't feel like I have to perform for him at all. Not that a lot of guys make me feel that way, but just even more especially, I just feel natural. I feel calm. I think that his expectations for all of this are low. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I think it can be a really positive to just kind of come in with, hey, I'm here to continue having some fun and getting to know the other person. And when he acts that way, then I follow that as well. And I just allow it to just happen. I didn't expect much of it more than, let's go have a good time. And we did. And along the way, I don't know, I learned even more about Erik, and just, I like him.
I'd have to say my feelings per se haven't really changed from the end of the first to now. I definitely know her a little bit better. I feel like we do have a lot in common, and there may or may not be potential for future dates or, something for us in the future. I just don't know right now, to be honest.
I don't know so much that I've had my ideas about Erik change on this date so much as just reconfirmed. I mean, I really felt like part of why I brought him back for the second date is because I felt like I got so much out of him in that first date. I got a pretty good feel for who he was, which is nice that someone can accomplish that in a short time frame. Part of that's because we had so much time to just talk, and I loved that. So bringing him back, I just think it continued to show the things I like. I don't know that there was a big switch in any way. It's not an exciting answer, but he's consistent. I like his consistency.
I'm not really sure where Ashley's commitment level is. I mean, she's obviously on this show to find love, which is what it's for. I feel like I'm ready to do the same. With Ashley, I'm not 100% sure she's the one. I'm not saying that she's not, but I feel like if I knew 100% a person is right for me, I would be ready right now to commit fully. So, and I just don't know where Ashley's stance is right now.
With regard to the level of commitment to what this whole process is hopefully leading to, and whether Erik's on the same page or not, given the fact that he is so realistic and aware, he asked a ton about my other dates and was just curious about them, which I think exemplifies just the fact that he gets what he signed up for. He's genuinely interested in how I'm feeling about things. And I think that shows, again, he gets it. So I would hope that then his commitment to it is understanding what I could be asking for. I think there's still somewhat to be seen on whether he really is ready for that right now or with me. I don't think it's a slam dunk right now for him, or for me exactly. But that's part of the learning process.
Ashley did mention she wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. I like that. I mean, I definitely feel like I'm pretty traditional. I would love to be able to provide for my future family, and I would prefer it if whoever I marry is, willing to stay home and take care of, future kids we may have and play that traditional role. I'm not opposed to, if it does work out with Ashley or anyone else, having a career, to begin with. But eventually, I would prefer going the traditional route.
In talking with Erik today, I really liked when he said that he doesn't like to be alone, because I'm the same way. And we had a good conversation around that, how I think that's important for you to match on that with a spouse. How sad would it be if my spouse was totally content with having lots of alone time and wanted to go have that, and left me to be by myself when I don't want to be? And I'd be like, I think, well, why can't I be there with you? I want to share this quiet time. I think that's really cool that we could match on that. With him saying that he doesn't like to be alone, I think that could then show, his desire to give a lot of time and attention to whoever he's with and who he spends the rest of his life with, that they're going to be his main focus, which I like. I don't think I'm a needy girl. I think I can be independent and be on my own for a lot of things, but I don't necessarily want to be. I want that interdependence, and I think that he could really create that.
If Ashley picked me for the third and final date, I'm not really sure how I would respond. To be honest, I'm not sure what her expectations out of this are. I know there's a lot of pressure on the season because season 1, they got married. Season 2 is still dating. And, I usually take my time. Again, with dating, I'm not one to commit to anything serious on the third date, almost with anyone. But you never know.
Sometimes in the LDS culture, in the Mormon world, we so often jump right to marriage and future family with someone on a first date or even a second date. And I do it too. And Tristan will tell you, that's just how girls are. I try hard not to, but with Erik, it's nice that I don't feel like I have to get there yet. Obviously, you have to keep long-term vision and see if they could fit into that. But I don't have any red flags right now that say, uh-oh, Erik doesn't work, Erik doesn't fit. I also don't feel a strong confirmation that he's the one and could really be great for you. I think he's a really strong contender in this nice, subtle way. Definitely the more time you spend with someone, if there's good vibes, hopefully they continue to be better and deeper. And I think that's there with Erik. At the same time, I don't think that I'm leaving the date thinking, oh man, we have just delved into this deep relationship by any means. And that's okay. I think part of what I like about Erik is that there isn't pressure. And I just think that it just allows us to naturally open up. And I don't know, with some of the guys that I've gone out with, you have the big sparks, but you wonder if there's enough substance to sustain it. Then I have the guys that are super, super good to me, totally into me, but maybe not as many sparks. And I think Erik just kind of sits somewhere in between, which makes me wonder if maybe that isn't the best fit in some ways, that it isn't crazy sparks, but there's enough of that there. But I also, I don't feel as concerned and worried and scared about letting him down in some ways with the ones that really, really like me. I hate the feeling that I might have to hurt him when I don't pick him. I could see myself with Erik in a lot of ways. He's not the slam dunk guarantee, but I don't think that any of my guys are at this point. I'm feeling really open to all of them, and I don't know what my decision is going to be, and I think it's going to be a really hard one. But I'm definitely keeping him in the consideration.
Ashley, thank you so much for the date. I had a really good time. Skydiving, I know you put a lot of money and time and effort into that, and I appreciate it more than you could imagine. I had a really good time, and who knows what will happen. I guess we'll see if you pick me for that third date. After some time for both of us to contemplate how things went, I guess we'll see what happens. But I had a really good time, regardless.